The story begins quietly, not with shouting, not with headlines, not with chaos, but with a silence that feels heavier than noise ever could. Inside a gym that once represented pride, honor, and belonging, something shifted for Kelsey Mitchell, and the shift was not subtle. It was the kind of moment that hits home slowly and then all at once. A revelation that sends shockwaves through the league and leaves a celebrated talent staring at an unexpected and deeply frustrating departure from a place she believed she had earned through years of work, sacrifice, and loyalty. This is a situation no athlete ever wants to confront, and yet it is happening in real time. Under bright lights and unforgiving scrutiny, at first it looked harmless. Just another training camp. Just another rotation. Just another quiet adjustment that only insiders would notice. But then the signs began to stack up, and once you saw them, you could not unsee them. Chemistry forming elsewhere. Attention shifting. Conversations happening without certain names in the room. When you look closer, you realize this is not random. This is calculated. This is strategic. This is the reality of elite basketball when a generational force enters the picture and changes everything. Someone watching closely said they saw it and thought, "This is intriguing. Let me look into this a little more. Let me peel back the curtain." Because what it looks like is Caitlin Clark building real chemistry with another guard at Team USA training camp. Not just any guard. A three-time WNBA champion. A player who moves differently, thinks differently, and fits a different vision of the future. And suddenly, Kelsey Mitchell's situation becomes a lot less secure than it once appeared. This is where the uncomfortable part begins. The part that gets people angry. The part that gets unsubscribes. The bold prediction that no one wants to hear, but everyone is starting to feel. Kelsey Mitchell is expected to leave the Fever. Not as a rumor. Not as a hot take. But as a logical conclusion based on shifting team dynamics and the undeniable gravitational pull of Caitlin Clark. The writing is not just on the wall anymore. It is carved into it. The harsh truth is crystallizing for one of the league's top scorers. Her future, once stable, now hangs in the balance as a larger strategic game unfolds at an alarming pace. The reason is simple and brutal. When Caitlin Clark comes back, the points per game change. They always do. Usage shifts. Touches disappear. What once defined a role begins to shrink. And in a league that values efficiency, fit, and future upside, the question becomes unavoidable. Is there a better overall option? A younger option? A more versatile option? And when you look at how this team plays with faster, younger players around, Clark, the answer becomes uncomfortable but clear. The undeniable force of Caitlin Clark changes everything. Her presence reshapes the entire landscape of a roster. Established players, regardless of past contributions, are forced to adapt immediately or risk being left behind. Mitchell's scoring average, once a cornerstone of her identity, is projected to drop back to previous levels. This is not disrespect. This is math. This is basketball. This is hierarchy. And it is a ruthless reminder that star power can be eclipsed by a brighter, newer light. When the faster, younger lineups are on the floor, the team does not just look different. It feels different. The pace increases. The ball moves. The energy shifts. It becomes more fun to watch and more effective to run. Fans notice. Analysts notice. And organizations notice most of all. This is not about blaming Mitchell. It is about fit. It is about direction. It is about maximizing a generational talent while building for the future. Right now, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are in Durham, North Carolina. Clark is fully healthy. The collective bargaining agreement deadline is days away, and decisions must be made quickly. Time is not a luxury. This is where another name enters the picture and changes the temperature of the room. Jackie Young. Jackie Young's Team USA run with Caitlin Clark has Fever fans talking, and not without reason. Young is a longtime Aces star, and she is entering free agency. The timing alone is explosive. Observers have noticed the difference when Young and Clark share the floor. The speed, the decisiveness. the unselfishness, the edge. The team transforms. It becomes sharper, more aggressive, and more connected. There is a clip that changed the conversation. Clark drives. Young crashes the glass. She outworks multiple opponents, grabs the rebound, and kicks the ball back out for a clean three. That play is not just effort. It is philosophy. It is dog mentality. It is everything coaches preach and fans crave. And it sparked a realization that has not gone away. Fans started saying it out loud. If that ball goes to Kelsey Mitchell, it does not come back out. Even if she misses, she is likely taking another shot. That is not an insult. That is who she has been asked to be. A scorer, a finisher. But the right play in that moment was the extra pass. The team play, the Clark 3. And Jackie Young made it instinctively. This is where the comparison becomes impossible to ignore. Jackie Young is not just a champion, she is a complete player. She averages 16.5 points per game with 4.5 rebounds and 5.2. 1 assists while shooting nearly 48% from the field. She is only 28 years old and just entering her prime. She defends. She rebounds. She facilitates. She sacrifices. Mitchell's numbers tell a different story. Elite scoring. Lower rebounding. Fewer assists. A shooting percentage that is solid but not transformative. Her high-scoring output came when she was the primary option. When Clark returns, those points do not disappear. They transfer. And that reality changes everything, both. Players are free agents, but there is another factor that teams never ignore. Age. Mitchell is 2 years older than Young. In a league building around a young superstar, that gap matters. It affects timelines. It affects contracts. It affects patience. And when you add the fact that Young is from Indiana, the connection becomes even stronger. A hometown presence. A